Right on time. The man, the myth, the legend. Welcome, everyone. Literally, Archie just joined as the clock ticked over.
God.
Going live. That's totally derailed me. That's fucking hilarious.
Hey. That's the Archie Stormcloud. My God, man.
Archie, that fucking beard's grown a little bit more since last time I seen you, brother. What the fuck?
It's actually significantly longer than it looks. I didn't pick it out today. I got pig hair, as my grandma says.
I'm not going to lie, man. I kind of want to just.
Here we go with the gay shit. Archie, get that wig there. That's okay. I welcome it. I was in the Navy.
That's awesome. Welcome, everyone. This is a one-off special episode because, wow, that trailer.
I liked it,
yeah. Yeah, blew me away. And I don't know, like Cobra, I was watching the and looking for the reactions from people, and I think a lot of stuff got missed by people. They just kind of took it at surface level, mate.
Well, I think, do you know what, right? I looked at it and I was thinking, thank God for that. This is going to be good. I watched the trailer. I thought, yeah, like that. I think it's suffering from a little bit of the hangover from Sakau. I think that's what the situation is.
I think that's a great observation there. Archie, what do you think?
Sorry, I had the YouTube video, the YouTube live audio playing too. No, I think he's right. I think I was satisfied with Sakau personally, but I think a lot of people, I think they should have taken more advice from the community on that. It was just too difficult for normies and casuals. I think a lot of us saw that coming. So, I mean, if you look at the comments and the complaints and lamentations, that seems to be universally, communicated amongst the people who didn't care for it. It was just too hard to start. They had to light fires constantly. And look, I mean, we talked about that on the podcast.
I think you're partially right there, Archie. But I've seen so many even experienced players, even content creators who know this game back to front, and they complain about the survival aspects. Rag, you can probably think of examples yourself, mate, of creators out there who are, the second they go a little bit with the tism on the survival side, it's like everyone's having an apoplexy. Unless it's pew pew gun go bang, it doesn't seem like they could ever really make a large amount, not just the normies, as Archie put it, but
casuals. I meant to say, that's my bad. I misspoke. Sorry, I was out in the garden and I'm hot and worn out, so I got brain fry going on.
Can't get survival enough, if you ask me.
Say again.
It can't get enough survival, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yep. It's not a PvP game, is it? It's not a pew pew shooter. Just
it is too, but yeah.
Well, I mean, put it this way, right? When quite a few of us are on the obviously the early streaming release before the game came out, I was one of them. I didn't struggle, mate. To be honest with you, I didn't struggle with survival. Just build a couple more fires. Start off with fishing. I didn't see the problem, to be fair.
Yeah, fires and fish. That's what I was trying to tell everybody too.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of it though was just starting out in capri pants on a frigid archipelago didn't make sense. And if they would just re-implement it, in the old days you spawned with a radio and a battery and you could communicate with people. So it was easier to find people, which it's very coastal based, right? And people hated the empty islands. I think those are more for base builders and people who just wanted to have like clandestine little hideaways.
I love that interior.
I did too, man. I did too. I really liked it. I like the lore as well. People just want to jump on, like I say though, and casually play. They don't.
Archie, can you please stop stroking that beard, mate? I'm seriously getting half a chub right now, bro.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, man, I got sweaty and it started raining on me out there. It's humid. When it gets humid, I get curly, man.
Oh, he's got a hot, sweaty beard. Oh.
He's like Santa, but no soul.
There's only one reason I do this, and it's the reaction on Cobra's face. It's like he literally looks like
disgusting.
He looks like he's getting physically fucking ill.
I have
cleaning the litter box, bro.
Motherfuckers, one bit. That's what I got to say.
Hey, I missed you, man. I told my wife because she listens to all these murder podcasts, and I was like, I got a friend, he's on the podcast, Cobra. He was a police officer, and I don't mean to dox you, bro, so stop me. but over in London, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" So if she gets in your DMs, please ignore her.
What the fuck are you setting up
Like,
here, right?
tell me your most bloodiest story.
Oh, you know how gals are with the murder mysteries, bro.
Oh,
I also
my
forgot that Rag Tyson sounded like a Die Hard villain. I love it, bro.
Oh my god!
You mean like Hans Gruber, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You just that's straight where my brain went. Yeah.
Boydie,
Trails,
you need to introduce our man Raph as well, for fuck's sake. Come on.
I know. I tried to sneak him in there before, guys. Please welcome Raph. He's been a guest on the podcast before, but he was going to be coming on to talk when we get to addressing. Well, probably now a good time. The console side. We did have Project Lemons lined up, but it wouldn't be a DayZ podcast without Project Lemons having issues of some sort. And he had internet.
Cannot rely on
issues.
that guy.
No, he's totally
Cannot
unreliable.
rely on that guy. No.
He's a fucking legend, that boy. I love that.
I can't
man.
tell if you're kidding. Or
I
not.
love Lemons. I love Lemons. But yeah, so Raph, what has the console players' reaction been for those of us who don't play on console? What's the scuttlebutt been over there in Plebland?
Well, from what I've seen, everybody was kind of shocked that a new map got announced so quick, especially after Sakal got released. Even I was kind of taken aback. I mean, granted, there was a tease. At first, I was like, a new map so soon? Okay. And then when the trailer finally dropped and we saw what it is, everyone was like, oh, okay, so we're going to go full circle. That's what we're doing. We had, we went from winter, so now we're going to the desert, to the heat. So, okay, it was the most logical step that we can go. And then, I mean, everyone on console's like, hell yeah, new map. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
New map. And of course, we got some of the PC people are like, I don't want to pay for a new map. Why is it not free? Yada, yada. And was like,
I've seen more
of
console
course.
people saying that, to be honest, but yeah, I hear you. I mean,
Well,
we've
do you
already
know
got Takistan and all, several modded
Well,
maps and such.
I fucking thought, right, the second I saw that, I was like, right, Takistan, here we go.
I don't get those people who say they want it for free. Those are the same people who buy FIFA for $70 each year.
Every single reskin, with 2 new players. Yeah,
I completely agree.
And they'll probably spend $100 on a fucking what's it? Scam Citizen. Just to get a new
Star
ship.
Citizen.
Star
Citizen. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, I don't give a shit how much it is. I'll pay it because I fucking want to play it. You know what I mean?
I
We
just
all know you get it for free. We all know you get it for free.
It dropped 2 hours ago, but always streams. Dropped a video on it, and he pretty much he summed up what you were saying, Archie, about the Sakal problem. Everyone complains the Sakal was too small. Badlands is now big. And you had pretty much everything they complained about before. But the one thing he did say was he won't criticize anyone for saying it's too expensive or too cheap or whatever, because you just don't know what that person's financial situation is. But he agreed with us. He said, I thought it was fine. And I used to say this all the time back on the show, but Rag, I'll get your take on this one, mate. BI is not a fucking charity, folks. I'm sorry. They need money to keep the lights on. They need money to keep the dev team going and growing. I'm sorry, but how else do you expect them to raise money? Well, I'm certain we could probably ask Lad to go down the docks and sell his ass fucking for us to raise money for the team. But I no offense to Lad, I would definitely buy a piece of that ass. But I think the company needs a bit more money than what him and fucking the boys can generate down the docks.
Well, don't forget. I mean, come on now. If something new's coming out, it's gonna be good. You're going to pay for it, aren't you? What's the problem?
Yeah.
I'd never get this bullshit. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's financial situation is different. I fully get that. So what you do is you save up. If you can't afford it straight away, you save up. But what's the difference? Fuck me.
I think you're right about it's the same. The people are going to complain regardless, and then they're just going to buy it They just want to piss and moan. I mean, they're still dropping DLCs for a game that's over a decade old. I know we had the same conversation when SACAL came out.
Exactly.
I've been memeing about it being $40 because I knew it. I mean, there's no way it's going to cost $40, right?
No.
But I mean, $20-$25, pretty standard.
Yeah,
They already said it will be cheaper than Sakal.
Yeah.
But $25 is more. It's the more manageable price point.
Dude, the size alone, I don't think people understand how massive this map is. Like,
actually, I think that could be. Don't get me wrong. On modded servers, I think that's going to be quite easily effective, right? But I struggle now on a full pop Cherno fucking official server to have interactions on officials, right? So that could take me a week just to get 5 or 6 interactions on.
Well, not with the wells, as the wells are going to be like a little oasis. I thought about that too. But I see your point, though. Yeah.
But the thing is, by the looks of it, it looks like you may well be able to, because you've also got the little water springs, haven't you? But you've got the buildable wells by the looks of it. So if you're able to rebuild, I don't know if it's a rebuild a broken well or you can actually build a well. If you can build a well, that's going to be the same situation, and you can do that anywhere, can't you? Pretty much on flat ground. So
it looked like from the asset that it was like rebuilding a static.
Old well.
Yeah, it was showing progression.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
There it is in the background. You can see, rebuilding it in the 4 stages. Now, okay, perfect time to bring up something that I thought of straight away because I'm fucking autistic and we all know that I love modders. Rag, what do you make of this as a core function being added somehow to the engine? What do you, and this is an area you do quite a bit in, building and that sort of stuff. What do you see? Can you break this down for us retards like me who don't fully understand how this coding and shit works? Is this something completely new? Is this going to be something you guys can go, oh shit, yeah, it's about to get real?
Well, I mean, I don't know what you mean with completely new. I mean, we don't know yet how it will work, if it's even what we think it is. It could be something like stages, like you would build a fence or something, build stage 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and just unhides and hide selections. I don't know. It could be something quite cool, which you could use for other stuff.
I'm excited for it, Archie. Like, I can even see the reverse of it being potential. That for a base building mod, that when something gets destroyed, rather than it just disappears, it could leave a small pile of rubble or something like that. Which just for that pure immersion factor.
Immersion, yeah. I think I was thinking. I'm probably thinking way too far out, but years ago, I made a video talking about how they could improve base building, and I was saying they could let us utilize the stone. You can mine stone, but you can really only use it for flagpoles and stone ovens that aren't even persistent. And if they would let us build like a stone wall that was like a half wall, and then add on to that, like kind of like
foundation
barbed wire, right? Yeah. So then you had like a stone wall on the ground level, and you could add your wooden wall on top of that. People were saying it was too rustish, but I mean, you've got the
it's not
the materials.
Fuck off with that too rusty shit. That is just fucking human evolution, motherfuckers.
I don't know why you're shouting at me. I'm just quoting.
Rust did not invent using fucking stones for foundations. What?
Yeah, no. I just thought, maybe if we could use these large stones for something other than flagpoles. I mean, it'd be harder to. It makes sense that you have to use so many explosives. Like the relative effective factor on those plastic explosives like PE4 you use in the game is that would blow a crater in the ground if you use 2 of those. There'd be no shedding base left. That's one of the things in movies I hate. But
not quite. Yeah. Not quite. That's a pet peeve of mine. And it's something that I would love to see people do. We've got sandbags. How about we start using them for fucking building as well? But most explosions will follow the path of least resistance. So if you just stuck one on the ground in front of a fence, a wooden fence is probably going to get destroyed, yes, but a crater probably not. But if you chuck a couple of sandbags on top of it and tamp it down,
realistically, it would blow a fucking crater in the ground. That's why I don't understand. Maybe if they switched it into like a shape charge. I mean, this isn't hard to do. I had a mod where you use pipes in the game to build shape charges. But anyway, I think that this could lead us into stage like base building, which would be cool.
We need
base
base
building right now. Yeah, it's more of base barricading, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's also due as well, though, isn't it? Some kind of barricade, so for official. Anyway, go on there, Rag. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh, good. I just think on one hand, I think it's quite nice to get a bit of teasing. You know, they don't tell you too much, so there's a lot of space for whatever it could be. But then I think it would also be cool if they would communicate a bit more, if they would say, this is the vision, that's what we want to do. So that would also be good for them, because then they would get more feedback. They would have more time to maybe add some stuff, to change stuff, to get feedback from the community, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like they could get the important stuff too laid out, and then maybe, for example, for Sakal, I made it with Lad a mod for ice fishing. So we added ice fishing holes. That could have been something for Sakal.
Yeah, you could get those rabbits out from under the ice.
I won't say could have. It should have. It should have.
Yeah, but that could have been something when they communicated stuff earlier, to get earlier feedback from people, so they get more time to implement things, get more ideas. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now, I want to go into something specific here. The trailer itself. I watched it, and I didn't notice it at first. It did click in my mind. It was like, okay, yeah, I know a lot of these buildings from Takistan, but apparently in the trailer, those are the Armour 2 assets used in the trailer for illustrative purposes. But I've seen a lot of people losing their shit over that. Archie, let's go to you. You've always got a nice balanced take on things and guaranteed not to offend anyone.
I think they teased it way too fucking early, bro, and then dropping it in 2026 and the same time GTA 6 is coming out. I think I don't know. Also, well, I'll talk about that later. I'm gonna be completely honest. I wasn't hyped at all by the trailer, and I know that's strange coming from me until I saw the wells, the stage building of it. That's when I was like, holy shit, this is cool. But I was just like, oh, another map. But then I heard of the size. You know, I guess I'm a size queen. What can I say? So I mean, I don't know. I think there's an entirely new aspect. I got a sniper. I think there's an entirely new gameplay element coming in as far as these wells are concerned. But it's when it comes to old assets, it was just for demonstrative purposes, sure. And I mean, I've seen several new assets in the screenshots. So I mean,
oh yeah. I just think they should have covered their bases there, Cobra, with just a simple. This is not indicative of the final product. This is just for demonstration purposes to show you what the vision is.
Yeah, there should have been like progress, and there should have been like development and progress on the bottom, like normal developers do.
I was a little bit. I agree. I completely agree with that. So for me, when I saw it, I straight away said, "Old school. It's just an old Takistan."
I thought so too.
Yeah, and I thought, okay, well, we're getting a desert map, happy days. But now we know it's not. I do believe the marketing of that could have been a lot better. I mean, I get the fact that they're still working on the assets and everything else, but you were going to get something back from that, and the natural conclusion was going to be Takistan, wasn't it? So I'm glad
the danger there as well from the marketing perspective. Like so many people, as we brought up, Archie, you did about, Sakal being a rehash of Tanau or Tanoa. And by using the Takistan assets, it kind of fed to the trolls, to the haters, gave them an easy, it was almost what I like to call an easy own goal, Archie.
Yeah, I mean, but I honestly don't pay those guys any mind, man. Let them go develop a project and then let me shit on it. You know what I mean? There's consumers and there's producers. Consumers just consume. Producers create things. I mean,
like that.
I don't know. Consumers, they're just, who cares about their lamentations personally? I have my own opinions on it, so that's all I have to say.
Big shout out to an absolute legend in the chat there, Kerbo. For those who don't know, He doesn't really make any DayZ stuff these days, but man, I used to watch all of his shit religiously. You probably remember him, Archie.
Yeah, the Australian hat. I remember. Right.
And he's not Australian. He's a good old boy. He's an American.
Oh, are you? Hey, you just went up
Turbo.
25 points, bro.
But yeah, he had the hat logo.
Doesn't it sound like an Australian name, though? Cabo? Hey, you going Cabo? Tell you right. Anyway.
And Drager,
Happy
I think
freedom day.
that's talking about the stuff that Wobo talked about in his video. That a few people have pointed out that it's not Operation Flashpoint. What was it called again, Archie? The Proving Grounds. Proving Grounds. Yeah.
Cut my teeth on those old games, man. That was my introduction to BI as a young man.
I know Operation Flashpoint, but I didn't. I'd never heard of Proving Ground, so I never really played Armor, other than the little bit I dabbled in the DayZ mod, and had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Couldn't even work out how to use the inventory. That's how bad I was for being a console pleb back in 2012. But no, I'm overall hyped for what this. Yeah, Rag, I was really hoping you'd be able to give me some more hype on just. To me, it just seemed, and yeah, we all know that I'm kind of basic. I never overhype anything, but I just thought it was going to be something big for what you modders can and can't or can start doing. And yeah, but you are right in that you say all you've got is 4 images and no real idea of.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not that easily hyped as some others maybe, but I don't know. We don't have much info yet, and I tend to stay calm, because when I'm too hyped on something, and you get disappointed quite easy then.
Well, mate, we don't like it when you Germans get too excited, mate. So I'm very happy that you stay calm. Archie, his biological clock is ticking. He feels the need to go and bash the head of a German soldier in a field somewhere in Europe right now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Rag gets it. It's a meme I shared. And Rag replied with the best meme that he could as well. Like, okay. Yeah. Some bloke on Twitter somewhere saying my biological clock is ticking. I feel it. But yeah. No, look. There was a lot of I don't know. I just felt that a lot of stuff got missed. Like even some of the attendees were out and out said they were a bit disappointed, and I get where they were coming from as well, because I remember from last year's event, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, yes, the Carl, it looks good, but I at least realised that. Roth, the console community are going to lose their shit because, we don't have this stuff. We've already got desert maps on PC, but again, console doesn't.
Yeah, I could imagine maybe another vehicle or two, maybe like a sand version of the Humvee, maybe a Toyota Hilux. Something like that.
I hope it's the dirt bike and the van. I want the van back so bad. And they removed all the wrecks from the van spaces a couple updates ago. So I'm hoping we get the van back. Also, I think a lot of people overlooked in the screenshots, there's that new dam that the levee's broken on it. I think that's going to be something similar to the bunker in Livonia and then the bunker on Sakhalin. It's going to be something with hydroelectric power there and some sort of desert oasis where there's a dam. I
mean the tagline. I mean the tagline for the tagline for this whole the tagline for this whole new map is basically rebuilding what was lost.
Right.
So,
yeah. I think the infrastructure is going to play a huge part in this one, and this whole layered rebuilding thing. I think people are overlooking this mechanic. Like I said, I wasn't really hyped at all until I saw that, and I realized that is like a tremendous upgrade to what we already have, and it's what people have been asking for 10 fucking years. So I'm glad that there's a lot of talented people over there. So sorry, this girl's going crazy back here.
I'm the point that someone just said about vehicles. I really hope that this is more than just a map. I really hope they really add some solid extra shit. Like I've seen the stuff with the maps of the rivers. One of my regrets with Livonia is that river only runs across the north of the map. I would have loved it if it had ran right through the center and maybe a couple of branches going off, so that the boats take on even more of a being a landlocked map as well. It would have been great for the boats to be able to be used more. Even Chernerus is the same. We can now get boats on Chernerus, but all you can do is go along the coast. No real rivers you can explore with them. I saw the video of the legends pushing a boat all the way up to. I think that they were trying to get it to Tizzy, were they?
The problem was Fina Dam, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was the dam that blocked him up a little bit.
That's damn bad luck. But it's. I'm really hoping for a lot more in just the little extra shit, like some extra vehicles. Someone mentioned it before. I keep going on about it. One day we'll get it back to the beloved party bus. But we had Sakal, which was a purely Russian map. Where's a Russian military vehicle? We've got the Humvee. We've got the UAV or the UAZ model everywhere across DayZ maps. Where's it just a simple UAZ Jeep?
I saw Dino share something on Twitter today of that Eastern European military Jeep equivalent. I can't remember what they're called, but he was saying basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
What's it called? You're the vehicle mod guy.
Which one? Sorry.
That's how little he values you, Archie. He wasn't even paying attention.
That's okay. That's okay. He's German and I'm Jewish. Let's see. The Eastern European equivalent of the Jeep. I forget what they're called.
Oh God, this feels so good. This feels so good. Oh my God.
Yeah, he was over there. Auf the Heide blue and kleines Blumenlein. Anyway, moving on.
No, just stay here for a while.
UAD 469. Thank you, my Discord. Hell yeah.
Here we go.
It's gonna go fucking wrong.
But yeah, like I saw like Wobo in his preview video talking about it before the release. And he was talking about maybe a tank. And I actually messaged him and I said, bro, a tank, no way.
It would break the balance.
It would break the balance.
If they were to put a tank and/or an APC into DayZ, you would have to add a rocket launcher. You would have to.
They've got the grenade launcher, but
I
I think
have to
that's
take a
probably
look again. Yeah. But I saw on Wobo's video that from yesterday, I think it was his latest one. I saw some image of a Euro wreck, and that Euro wreck, it looked like it got new textures.
Oh, okay. See, those are the kind of observations. Yeah. I also think while we're on the topic of new things,
I could be wrong, but it looked like it.
We're probably going to see hyperthermia on the new map.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna, because remember there was a like 6'1" or 6 or 5'9", I can't remember. You had to take your clothes off and jump in a pond constantly. He was always overheating. That annoying shit back in the day.
Yep.
I think they were trying to experiment with hyperthermia back then, but it was just like Peter and Eugen working on everything. So I think,
and at the moment, all it really does is just slightly makes you pant. The rare time you get to red, you start losing a bit of damage, but that pretty much only happens if you get on. You start taking a bit of damage, but that only really happens when you're on top of a fire.
Where you put hot meat in your britches.
Yeah. Just to clarify, Diesel, that's I probably didn't make that clear enough, but with there being no Humvee able to be found on Vanilla Sakal, it was the perfect time for them, and it was what I was kind of hoping for, that they would release the UAZ, but no, and I don't understand it because it's such an iconic vehicle. The games are all set in that sort of region. How do we not have that yet? And now we've got all these different variants of the V3S that are all over the map now, the ambulances and stuff like that. How cool would it be to be able to drive some of those?
They have the new ambulance van too. Bring the van back.
Yep. I do think that with the release of this, I think with so much being done, from what I I think first of all there'll be little streams, so there'll be boats active. I think also, well, it has to be on official, doesn't it? It's an official map, so every other map has got boats now. So I think it's very clear that with a dam, even if it's broken, there's going to be quite a few runoffs. So there'll definitely be boats on there, in my opinion. I think there will be even if it's one vehicle. I think there will be, and I think it will be a 4x4 or something. But there's no solid on that. But I think it will be something along those lines. There's got to be something new with all the new people for the environment teams and the artist teams and everybody else who's working on it now. There's got to be something else happening there as well.
There has to be a new vehicle. The map's too fucking big, man. It's way too. He's right.
Yeah.
There's got to be something all terrain as well.
There's going to have to be something newer since water's going to be. I guess they're pushing that water's going to be scarce.
It will be. I think
honestly, I did not. Sorry, you say.
Okay, Rag.
Water's going to be scarce. Water's going to be scarce, which means vehicles that run off that have the radiators, like you have to fill them up with water. Does this mean that we're probably going to get the oil return to replace water, or is oil going to be the new standard or substitute for water, so vehicles don't overheat anymore?
I think what you're going to find.
No, I'm kidding.
Build it there. I think you're going to find with that, you're going to have, like, if you look on the Livonia, you've got the west to east water line only, right? As we've just talked about. Yeah, I think it will be scarce in most of the map, but there will have to be streams that run through long periods of it. It's 50% bigger than Cherno, so there's no doubt you just die all the time. There's got to be a number, and from what I also understand, did I hear right by Wobo talked about there's going to be no more than 2 clicks away town to town. So if that's true, then there's going to be a shitload of places a bit more like Cherno rather than Livonia town.
That was just hypothetical, based on
that was his theory.
Yeah,
but I think he's right.
That's a vast distance, though. 2 clicks from town to town. That's especially in a desert climate. Whew.
I think there'll be loads of little broken downs. I think there'll be loads of little ruined villages with broken wells.
But the thing is, the danger there is going to be when you don't know, is the well made at that next town? That's something you're going to have to be careful of. Now, Diesel just wrote something good in chat there. Rag, I'm going to go to you for some of that, that classic German seriousness and, very, very somber. Can we actually be hyped, though? I mean, I want to be, but we can obviously see that they've given up on Sakal releasing this so soon. What's your take on that?
I'm glad that you chose me for a very serious person. I'm known for that. Thanks for that. Yeah, of course you can be hyped. Why not? I mean, if you're passionate about it, be hyped. I just see it from a bit more, maybe of the modder's perspective. I just see the game from a different angle. I rarely play it, to be honest, anymore. I mainly mod it and play here and there a bit, but I mainly mod it. And but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there will be something completely new with what we don't think of now. Because when I think about Sakal, the last thing I thought about was boats. I did not think that they will add boats. That was something that was not on my list. So that was a surprise for me.
I remember being hyped as hell about that, which is why I've been trying to not bring up helicopters, because I want people to expect shit and then be happy.
Helicopter.
Yeah, there ain't going to be helicopters, for fuck's sake.
I think when they do come out with helis, if they do, it's going to be another $20 DLC, and people are going to raise hell about that as well. But
yeah, you ain't getting helis on this one.
It's a huge fucking map.
I don't know. I don't know if helis, but maybe like a small plane or something. To two airports, one on the west and one on the east. Why not?
How long will it take a player to run from the northwest corner to the southeast corner? Just at jogging pace, not sprinting, at jogging pace on this map. Does anyone? I'm certain there's going to be someone in chat who this sort of tism appeals to.
I mean, it's the same size as Cherno without the ocean. So
if you run if you run the edge of the map, say far on Journo, west, far west, southwest, all the way round to the same spot, takes 6 hours.
Cobra's a debug boy.
6 hours. I've done it in just under 6 hours.
And then when you add in that you've got to,
Eat,
Stop for
drink.
water, fish.
oh,
yeah.
Diesel, bro.
Yeah,
That's the same name as my dog, mate, Maximus. Oh God, he's safely tucked away in bed with in the bedroom with the missus. That my heart goes out to you, my man. Fuck. I get more upset about animals than I do about people in the general rule. But
I'm going to
an exception to that is you've probably seen it popping up in chat. Now's a good time to bring it up. A friend of the stream and just a good guy in general, Elessar the Grey. I had him on a couple of weeks back to do a spotlight. He's the South African gentleman. His wife had a very, very serious medical issue, and sadly, it's he's gotten even more worse news. She actually has a brain tumor. But we do have a GoFundMe in chat. His situation is that he's a expat living in Thailand for his job that he does, which is involved in sailing yachts around the world for people, just logistical moving him, not like fun sort of stuff. So it's just pretty much another wage slave sort of job. But the medical bills are mounting and mounting and mounting, and now with the brain tumor. So if you do have any money you can spare, folks, I'll get the link again and post it in chat. But yeah, any donations to our boy Elessar are greatly appreciated, folks, because it's just a fucked up situation, wasn't it, Cobra, when we heard it, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him after. He was devastated on the interview, Winnie, as well, and he's always been, he's always been a big supporter of me and a few others. Really sad to hear that, and for such a nice guy as well, But that's life, isn't it? Unfortunately,
it is, and again, he's a rather stoic sort of guy. He's not turning it into a big drama or anything like that, but it's just a case of if you could help. I've already done a donation on behalf of the 87.8 community. But if anyone else have got anything that they could do, please consider helping them out. I'm just going to get the link now and post it in the chat. Share, copy link. What are you doing, the boomer thing?
yeah, the whole fucking thing is shut down now. You watch.
There we go. That should be the link. The link's popping up right now as it is. So yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I missed you, Cobra, bro.
Yeah. Likewise, my man.
Oh man.
The Rag, what else had the modding community been saying about this?
I heard a lot from this is just something recycling old assets and from very, I wouldn't say criticism, but some people sounded like really mad about it for some reason. My opinion on this is there was a lot of opinions, and but not really anyone knows anything about it yet. So there's not much information going around, but many people had already opinions in like 5 seconds.
Same old shit around the world with everything, mate.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one and they smell like shit. But at the same time, as we talked about a bit beforehand, Rag, I hope it does, Archie. I smell that pussy. But
even if they reuse assets from like Arma 2, Arma 3 or whatever, I mean, why not? As long as they make the textures new and optimize the models and stuff, why not? Why not use the old assets but optimize them? Why not use them if you have them?
Those whiny ass gatekeepers say the same thing about every single map, man.
No, I'm gonna. I was chatting with Rag before the show, and I get why they worry. I do, and even Rag agreed on this. The amount of times an update has come out and it breaks shit for fucking modders. BI, for a company that its whole model is based around making a base game and letting modders do their thing. Their communication at times is ordinary on matters like this. So I get they are worried a bit. I get where some of that fear comes from. Yeah, we all remember the concrete panel that broke the game, and how that all got handled, and pretty much why that turned into an absolute shit fight, because most people found out about it at the last second before it was about to go live, and it was a pretty major. As Nate just said in chat, wait, there's communication. Yeah. I love BI. Everyone knows that. I love them, but that is and always has been. I've lost track, Archie, over the years on this show. You know, you were going way back with me, Cobra, even with you. How many times were we bringing it up saying it would have been nice to have known?
They need a mod liaison. I can't believe they don't have one, like a modder liaison. We've talked about that probably 24 times, but
yeah,
it would be. I mean, it's not, or just have like a section. Something, some kind of like some place they can go and see what's coming. You know, that way.
Do you think this is a good idea or not? Yeah.
Hey, just so you know, we're mulling this over. You know, I mean, then people can't complain because there's somewhere where they could have been informed.
I've even bounced the idea back in the day about, you know, a trusted modder thing where, you know, once a mod gets to X amount of subscribers, or, you know, and you've got X amount of mods released in that, you can be added to, I don't know, a fucking special Discord or something on the feedback tracker where you get a little bit more info. And I know that they worry. You know, we had this all come up with Frostline, and I was quite outspoken on the fact I was disappointed that no modders were going. And they came back, and, you know, the reply was at the time, I believe, that, yeah, but, you know, modders are notorious for leaks and all the rest of it. And I get that. But at the same time, there's got to be a certain level of trust. But no, the Mario thing, they walked back from that. Mario is the liaison for Arma 3, for Arma and Reforger, but not for DayZ. They walked back from that, even though we had that little bit of a, kerfuffle in the podcast Discord all that time back. But yeah, if they've got one for Arma again, and they've got some. Sometimes I wonder whether I go too far with my jokes. I was going to say they've got some, you know, kind of okay modders on the DayZ dev team now. No, they've got some fucking legends on the DayZ dev team now.
They got the ones that agreed to do it for $30K a year. That's it. No, I invite all your jokes. I think they're great.
Yeah, they got some really good modders and lad.
Yeah, and lad. Lad said he was going to bring back the mess tin, and he still hasn't. Just so we're clear.
I bet in Lad's office they have like a picture of a Red 9 like sitting outside the door that like peers in at him, and he just every so often he looks up. He's like,
janitor's closet, bro.
Yeah, that picture of a Red 9 just like that stares at him through the door.
That Karma Crew map looks quite interesting. The screenshots I've been seeing of that.
Yeah, for sure. Might rival Bitterroot.
No, I'd already seen that, Rager. The listing for, because this is something else I wanted to cover, so a perfect time to bring it up, mate. The job listings on the BI website, DayZ series.
Yeah, unannounced DayZ game. It's day 2, DayZ 2. Come on. Mm-hmm. They need a C++ programmer, senior C++.
We had those tweets from Marek earlier this year as well. For those who aren't on Twitter, but he pretty much was just, doing memes about DayZ 2. And a lot of people were just like, oh, he's just memeing. And it's like, when you follow that guy's Twitter account, he doesn't really meme per se. He's generally quite bold takes or direct.
Yeah, the stereotypical blunt Central European.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. They don't like to be called Eastern Europeans. It's Central Europeans.
Yeah. I've been corrected.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
But looks like an Eastern European, sounds like an Eastern European. Central European, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for it. Overall, I am quite excited for what we get. And regardless of, like, I've had some people say that they didn't buy Sakal because it didn't interest them in that. I get that. But if you are a fan of DayZ,
If you're broke, just say that.
If you're a broke boy. God, that was.
I would say just wait like a couple of days. They'll put it on sale. They did that with Sakal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't forget. I mean, some of the problem with Sakal probably was that you had such a good the mouse map for years. That's probably some of the issue, right? With Takistan isn't quite the same, is it? I mean,
okay, conspiracy. Sorry, quick go back to DayZ 2. Quick conspiracy there. Yes, they did do that crackdown as well, didn't they? They took back their IP.
Oh yeah.
From Armory Forger. People having DayZ mods or what was it again? Does anyone remember that one specifically?
I'd say Dorkwing probably does. He's all over that shit, man.
But there was an actual statement from them that came out or something. Rag, do you know what I'm talking about here?
No, sorry.
I think they were using like different access from different games, and they got mad at them about that. But it was, but I think it was really over the fact they named their server DayZ 2 Reforger or something around that.
Yeah, I remember.
Banned Churnerus map in Reforger 2. They
had a Chernarus map in Reforger, and they called it DayZ 2, I think, in the name or somewhere in the name, and they were like, "Take that down, right now."
If it was called DayZ 2, then I can totally understand why they would ban that, regardless of whether they were doing DayZ 2 or not. So my tinfoil hat just kind of fell apart. Then I was like, oh, yeah, maybe, but that's a very, very egregious breach of copyright by doing something like that. Yeah. Maybe DayZ 2 isn't a mean snowmobiles. I had a really trusted source tell me about snowmobiles back in the day. Thankfully, my bullshit radar was actually turned on that day. Hey, Archie.
Yeah, but we got Dean Hall thinking there were snowmobiles when he was streaming it. So that's still one of my greatest achievements in this community. Oh, just missed a snowmobile. Oh, that was fucking great, man. It was so good. I mean, could have been like the other streamers and just stream sniped him and gave him free shit, but instead we trolled him. But it's all in good fun.
So apparently that DayZ thing was called DayZ Reforged. I'll actually pay that. That's a pretty clever name. Reforger.
It looked good as hell, man.
Yeah.
I was excited about that. I'm just waiting on someone to buy me Reforger because I'm stingy.
If you're a broke boy.
I'd rather buy cocaine.
Cocaine.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why Archie Stormcloud, as well as a plethora of other reasons, is never going to get invited to a DayZ Unite event. He probably wouldn't be able to get out of the country.
I can't.
He probably can't leave his state.
Fucking nicks at the airport, wouldn't
I can leave my state, but I can't. I just found out I can't fly to Texas. I'm supposed to go to my buddy's boot camp graduation, and I can't fly. I'm on a no-fly list. I got to take a train. I'm not kidding. That's real. I don't know why I'm on it, but I'm on it.
Don't fucking surprise me, Archie. That.
I just want to touch on the fact that everyone's saying, "Oh, this is Takistan." I want to touch that beard. That's what I want to do, but I can't right now because we're so far away. Anyway,
I think a lot of people kind of got foot and mouth with it. Oh no, it's Takistan. It's Takistan. Then it turns out it's completely new.
Completely different.
Yeah, like the fact that it like everyone's still saying, "Oh, this is a Takistan map." It's like, no, it's not.
It's
all right, because for starters, while it does take place in Takistan, it's in a region that we never been to.
Yeah. And
that's the difference.
So many times I said, I want to see something that no one's ever seen before, and this is it. Now, I know another point I saw someone raise was we've already got a desert map. Again, PC does, console doesn't, but what other biomes are there bar jungle?
Swamp. Yeah. Make a swamp map. Give us fan boats. Give us gators. Give us hyperthermia. Give us
we've got a bit of swamp as it is on Churnerus and that. You know, there's areas where along the coast especially where it gets a bit swampy. Yeah, you could do a whole map like that, but it would probably get old pretty quick.
I think they all get
constantly wet all the time.
That's the thing, though. I mean, it's a trade-off, right? And then you could actually use wellies for what they're meant for.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there's all kinds of shit they could do. They just don't want to do it because it's hard to pull terrain data from something that's that close to sea level.
Wouldn't it be nice, though, to have a jungle where you could actually feel a need, if they did them correctly, to wear jungle boots? I never wear jungle boots in the game.
Jungle Elessar was one of the coolest little.
Yes.
That was one of the coolest community-made maps. I was hooked on that for about 2 months. I just kept
But
running into the
jungle
24
boots are,
screamers.
for those who don't know, military boots, but they're basically designed to drain very quickly, so your feet dry out. They're not as good as leather boots in the protection they provide, but it always made me laugh and churn us that there were jungle boots, and I'd look at them and go, "No fucking way on earth I'd be wearing those in this climate." They don't offer enough ankle support as well. They're still good, but they're not as good as leather boots. To this day, I still the assault boots are my favorite just for that. Just a little bit of tism in me, but yeah, that really there's not many biomes left. Rag, you're a modder again. What would you think of that would be something interesting that people might want to see? That's a bit different to what we've already got.
Well, I think about weather and climate. Maybe some weather events. That would be something interesting.
So
Maybe we got the sandstorm on the Monotaski-Taki-san map.
Yep.
Maybe that will be a thing in vanilla now. That could be something that you could use in mods and change stuff and play with it.
Do that. They could then redo the blizzards on Sakal, because I got to say I was a bit disappointed with the blizzards on Sakal. I thought that they, when it first started coming in, I was going, "Oh, this is going to be awesome." I fucked up. I'm out in the open, and it was like, it's not that bad, really. It's kind of, I'm getting cold, but
but also,
what I
but also
understand
like
of a genuine
like
blizzard is it's complete whiteout. You can't see shit.
Yeah. It would be interesting if they achieve that you have different climates and different spots on the map. That would be interesting because
deserts are notorious for extremely hot during the day, freezing at night. So that adds
but also like different areas. I think Bobo said in the east there's a desert, right? Was it in the east?
Say that again.
I think Bobo said in his video that the desert on the new map will be in the east side of the map.
The west side of Pakistan.
I think it's going to. I think it's going to be west. I think it's probably going to be west because it makes sense if it's going to be coming in from the west, because you have essentially a river that splits off into two, basically in the middle of this map, as of right now. I can see west west side of the map could be I guess the starting zone. There's easier to find water, while the east side of the map is like
what I mean is like different climate zones on the map. Like it depends where you are. Could be hotter, it could be more tropical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they said they were going to do something like that with Sakal. The closer you got to the volcano or the higher elevation, but I don't think that ended up happening. Or maybe I just misheard that from someone.
Because I'm looking at the trailer again, and there's like several spots that has more vegetation. That's more, I wouldn't say jungle-ish, but more, green. That could
there's going to be
a
those
different
oasis
biome.
and such. Yeah, for sure. Like little oasis around water. That's.
And then there's other spots here that are like basically more arid, or like more, I wouldn't say flat, more mountainous, hilly. And then you have your basic standard, city settlement, whatever.
Yeah, but
so there's going to be a variety.
Events, maybe something like that. That would be interesting from my perspective.
I just saw someone in chat there say the stream is buffering badly on Twitch, and someone said that before. I think Nate did, but for some reason it's only happening on the Twitch side of things, but the YouTube is seems to be going okay.
YouTube's fine.
Yeah,
it might be Twitch's end be doing that.
Yeah, look, I'm really excited to see what they come up with. You see some of the images from Afghanistan, the lads who were in there, which is probably a similar sort of side to what this might be based on. And you've got a lot of the arid areas, but whenever you're close to those rivers, it's quite oasis-like. And I do wonder, will there be any oases across the map as well? Because they would be central points. But that's going to be a big thing with this map is preparing before you take a journey. Hopefully they do it well where some of the more desirable locations, military bases and that, you need to do a little bit of preparation. I do like what Mufu just said in chat though. Snakes and scorpions and anti-venom, like that's
going to be new
they did
animal
say
isn't there? So.
They did say they were going to add new animals, so that's what I'm actually kind of curious with. It's like, I mean, Sakal had the wolves and bears basic, but now that we're in a completely different biome, I may see wolves. Maybe we can see coyotes, maybe hyenas or something.
But I hope it's camels.
Yeah, it'd probably be camels as well.
I doubt we're going to see bears. I doubt we're going to see bears here.
They have bears.
I highly doubt that.
That's
but I would like to see like newer animals.
I mean, like as cool as it would be to see a camel, it's kind of almost a waste of an animal unless you could ride the bloody thing.
Well, they'd have to make it rideable, wouldn't they? I mean,
if you kill it, maybe it has better hydration.
Yeah.
Maybe if you kill a camel, it has better hydration, food-wise.
Possibly, yeah, maybe. Yeah, interesting how they're going to fucking run about, though. Anyway. So, go on, buddy, you're about to say.
No, I'll let you, because I was going to say, it's just, I'm excited to see whatever it is they're going to come up with, but it's how much scope there is on that side of things. But that animal, the snakes, and I mean, are there any really deadly snakes in that region though? Like, I'm an Australian, so you're going to have to say something pretty fucking scary to make me go, oh yeah, you need to worry about that. But I didn't think that area was really notorious for deadly snakes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone?
I don't know. I stepped on a scorpion this morning though, IRL.
And you're still kicking.
Yeah, my foot's swollen up like a motherfucker, but it'll be all right. Yeah, I don't know. I can Google it, but I'm not.
Can you show us? Cobra really loves to see feet on camera.
Oh, I'm not. You don't want to see my big
don't
pink
fucking do
Irish
that
feet.
shit. If you start putting your feet on the fucking thing, mate, I'm off.
What makes you think I would do that? That's a Boydie move.
I was talking for Boyd here more than
okay.
Next to get his fucking ass out, isn't he?
I have done that before, but that was only ass crack and accidental. Oh god, no, I can't twerk.
That means he's tried. That means he's tried.
Yeah, of course I have. I've got 8% black DNA, and I completely missed the rhythm part of it.
No,
apparently there are cobras.
There
are cobras in the Middle East.
Oh, there you go.
So that could be a thing.
Oh yeah,
never mind. It's just a red belly. Pick it up. They're harmless.
Yeah. It's the snake charmers and shit. Yeah, that's a cultural thing over there.
So we could probably like
a Falklands map. Something like that would be quite interesting. Darren Pamplin right there in chat.
Be a lot.
It'd be
like
a bit Sakalish.
Yeah.
But that was quite an interesting little biome. But really, the only major biome left for a DayZ map is jungle. And I would love, but there's one other which is an urban one, but I'm still undecided because I remember everyone used to tell me that doing a big city was too hard, it would really crash a server, and then Cabello released Banov, and the main city of Banov was pretty fucking big, and I was like, everyone told me this wasn't possible, pretty much that it would crash, and every time I played Banov, I had very little issues, even with my PC potato. So, with they're constantly making changes to this lovely little engine that is held together with love and duct tape and everything. But
prayers.
A good urban map would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
No, I live in Jacksonville.
I would like to see
that shit. That'd be too much like real life.
Oh shit! Well, I know where Archie's at. I'm gonna go on vacation in Jacksonville. See you there, Archie.
Good luck, bro. Bring a gun or two.
Wild. Yeah, you'll be on the no fucking fly list too, mate.
Yeah, I'd like to see a jungle map though, man. I think they could do a lot with that.
Yeah.
And then I really think like a swampy thing could work too, man. Or maybe even like incorporate that into a jungle map. Florida map. Florida map would work, bro. Well,
And
you're in
then
Florida too,
the
right?
end
Florida
game
man.
boss is Florida man, and Archie comes out of the bush.
Wait, is it Raph from Florida?
Nah,
Raph,
I'm
you-
from Louisiana.
Oh, same shit. Different brogue.
Literally same shit, but different side of the coin.
Even from my Australian point of view, I was like, there's not really that much difference. You both call things
Nah.
Bayous and fucking.
Yeah, there's not junior,
Weird.
senior. It's 2 and 3 and 1. Yeah, it's a awesome.
Hey Archie, when are you getting a job at Alligator Alcatraz?
I don't think that'd be up my alley, brother. But I think that's probably. I think GTA 6 is going to get delayed again because they're going to have to add it. Grizzly Gardens or some shit.
Delay it by like 5 more years so they can add it.
Bro, I don't think people give a shit anymore, to be honest. But yeah.
Does anyone ever think they're going to do something outside of the Armor lore verse? Something completely like we've seen some amazing modders maps get created. Bitterroot and Deer Isle, and I've been seeing everyone playing this England map, and there's just so many out there. I've lost track of how many modded maps there are. But do you ever think that DayZ itself, that BI, will do something outside of that? Because that would be a complete left turn. And Nate was saying in chat there that making something from the ground up adds so much more time to production. But if you've got to remake everything from the ground up, all the food, all the clothing, pretty much to an extent, that would be huge. And I personally don't see them ever doing that until an inevitable DayZ 2 gets released. And even then, I'm not sure whether it seems like it's a bit of their comfort zone, Cobra.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I don't think you'll see that. Not for a long time. Well, I don't think you'll even see that, quite frankly.
Yeah, I can say 100% agree with Nate on that. I've been working since April of 2024 with one other fella and then one asset modeler on Lockdown Belazar, as small as it is, and with like 20 custom buildings, all the custom clothes, the assets as far as like food and medical items, having to pay for that. I mean, I'm spending on average of $100 per clothing item. It's expensive. It takes forever. I'm at their mercy when it comes to time. I mean, and the DayZ team isn't that big, So I mean, we're not talking about a AAA dev team with hundreds of developers like these other companies have. So I agree.
I was just following chat there. See, my understanding was, I remember when all those leaks happened and everyone was thinking it was Norway, like Vigor. I thought that was just the around the time Sakal came out. Rag or Cobra, do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just about Sakal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And as for, I 100% agree. And we're kind of coming back to what we talked about before, but I do believe that there is a DayZ 2, and this is not based on anything. Everyone knows I've got a lot of friends on the dev team and that, but all the wink, nudges aside, that so many of the creators who went there said the devs would do whatever they mentioned DayZ 2. But Hayden in chat there, Armor 4, then we'll hear about a DayZ 2. Until Armor 4 is fully released, we won't be getting a DayZ 2. And I kind of am glad about that, because let Armor 4 deal with all the bugs with the engine and get that ironed out. And then hopefully when they release DayZ 2, it's going to be a beautifully polished little piece of BI engineering.
They have to make a sequel. They have to start from scratch. There's way too much shit. There's too much stuff that can't be fixed. There's too much shit that can't be fixed. I mean, like, I'm going to be completely honest. I know I get made fun of for kissing the devs' asses and shit. But like you said, I got friends that are devs, but also it's so difficult for me to get hyped about anything DayZ because the AI is still so fucking bad.
Yes.
And even with a brand new map with new nav meshes and such, I know the AI is going to still be so fucking bad. I hope I'm wrong. I hope everyone can make fun of me later and say I was wrong. But
Rag,
I think that's
give us your input on the AI. Give us your input on the AI being the panel mod.
AI is bad. It is really bad, yeah.
But what I want, we all know it's bad, but what I want to know from you is just how big of a job is it to do what they promised they would do and then said they're not going to rework the AI?
I don't think I don't know if it's not possible, but I think it's not worth it in DayZ in this current
No,
engine.
it's not. I agree. I don't mean to jump in, but that's what I'm saying. They have to start from a fresh, clean slate.
Yeah.
And I used to be the guy that said, why would they make a second one? No games do that. Ark doesn't have a sequel. Rust doesn't have a sequel. But the thing is, they have to start. There's been too many. It's like a car. When you've got 50 mechanics that have worked on a car and had their own signature on it, it just turns into spaghetti, And I know they've reworked a lot of the old code and such, but I think for the sake of the developers not losing their minds and jumping off rooftops, they should definitely, I mean, if they don't, they're going to have to put suicide nets around the building.
Look, their office isn't that high, and it is close to the river. If they took a running jump, they would probably.
I was just kidding. But yeah.
So we don't need.
Well, you think those guys run? Maybe Scott.
Scott, yeah, I was about to say, and DOJ and Mike.
Bro, Jesus is looking
I
slick
don't
lately,
think Mike
man.
Doherty could run because I think even a slight breeze would knock him over. But
Give
yeah,
him time to fill out. He just needs a woman in his life. He'll fill out.
he's got a woman. She's a lovely woman, lovely young woman. He must be hung like a fucking road bull, mate, because
Whoa!
he's
Irish?
He's batting way out of his league. He's got a really nice girl, and I don't mean just good looking. She was just a lovely young lass. Does she cook? I don't know.
Good question.
My missus doesn't. I do all the cooking because I love cooking. She doesn't.
I do all the cooking because I'm a better cook than her. But yeah.
Yeah, the same here. Same here. But no, it has to happen because it's such a joke, isn't it, Rag, about the state of this engine and how every single time they do something major, how big of an impact is it? Like, can you try to explain to people what it means for you? With how many mods do you have on the workshop at the moment, Rag?
Oh God, too much.
And what does it mean for you when they release a major update?
I'm about to push a major update to my base items, or do you mean update after a patch, or what do you mean?
When like the example like being the concrete block one, where it's something that inherently changes something major. And like I remember that even before that.
I just had that with my liquid framework. The last patch completely broke my liquid framework, and I had to make custom actions for refilling bottles and fill bottles and transfer liquids from containers and stuff like that, because they changed a lot of logics, and that completely broke my mod. The issue is with liquids in the game.
How much time did you have to spend?
Yeah, hours and hours. Hours and hours. Like literally, like maybe I don't have much time at the moment because I come home late from work, and I have maybe like an hour or two, and I'm not always in the mood for modding. And when I start with modding, I have to get really into it. It's not like I can just sit down for like 30 minutes. That's not something that works out. When you're on it, you're on it. Like
it's time.
I'm going somewhere with this, and that's it was something
it was really frustrating, this update for the liquids, because they from what I've seen, they reverted it, or at least some of it they reverted it from the last patch that I did now. But the issue is that in vanilla liquids, they are bitwise, so they can only be like always a power of 2, and the limit is 32. So there can be only 32 liquids in the game, but each blood type is also 1 liquid. So you can guess how much is left there, like 4 or 5 liquids is left to add. That's nothing if you want a mod with custom liquids like coffee, vodka, and stuff like that, milk, and all that stuff,
Great
so
fluid
liquid framework, and I found a way around to add more liquids, which are not a power of 2. And then with 128, they added a check in each actions in the game that checks for if the liquid is a power of 2, and if it's not, then it's not working. So they broke my whole mod.
So they closed this loophole, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is that I replied to. Let me see if I can find the actual tweet. But there was a conversation, and I think it was on John McClane's tweet. And let me see if I can just bring it up. So John McClane did a tweet publicly where he said his thoughts on the map, and he was talking about the reuse of assets and all the rest of it. And Scotty did reply.
Scotty replied, didn't he? Yeah, I saw
it. And I'm just trying to find it now because there was.
He was quite polite, actually, Scotty.
Yes, he was. He was fantastic. I love Scotty. He's just the fucking nicest guy. And I can't imagine what it's like being a BI community manager.
And he's a cutie pie. He's a little cutie.
He is.
John, that was a large post as well. I did enjoy reading it, but you're right on a lot of things there, Matt.
You were 100%. And where I'm going with this, I don't even think I really need to bring up the tweet, but someone was saying in there, about with modders and all the rest of it. Now, what I was trying to get across then was we had this happen to John McClane with his map. We've now got another example of a modder talking about just a normal update, nothing major, and hours having to be spent patching the mods, which help make now console. You guys don't really need to worry about that. You complain that you don't have the mods, but at the same time, the server owners or the admins and the modders, every update it's literally. I remember Spud,
if I may add to
DayZ
that,
Underground,
just quickly,
he would take days off.
Yeah.
When there was an
if I
update
just
coming.
may add to that, I wouldn't mind spending that time fixing stuff if they change it, if they would add it to the change log. But this change from the liquid changes they did, there was nothing mentioned in change log, nothing, nowhere.
So you're saying there's a communication issue? No.
I mean, a simple note to like liquid change or something, like in the modding section, they have game sections, they have mapping, they have server, and they have modding sections and stuff like that. And the modding, a simple section like one sentence, liquid changes, that would make me aware. Okay, look at that. Take a look at it before 128 drops.
This is it's a recurring issue, isn't it, Archie? For as long as modding has been around, there's always been no communication, no problem. I like that, DeGridge. But that's pretty much the situation. And like I saw some people giving John McClane shit. And maybe he was a bit salty with the way he worded some things and that, but I kind of get why he is. You could say, maybe, you just need to accept it and all the rest of it. But when a gaming company relies so heavily on modders to help sell their product pretty much, and it's so hard for them to monetize, and here we go, Boyd's bringing up modders monetizing. That's if they want to. If they don't, they don't. More kudos to those who do it for just the passion. But that passion can ebb and what is it? Ebb and wane?
Hello. Ebb and flow.
It goes up and down. And when you constantly update after update after update, having to scramble to make sure your mods are okay, and if they aren't, they're about the only interaction that most average players have with modders is, Rag, I'll let you say the infamous words.
Sorry.
It's not just you, Archie. He doesn't pay attention to me either. Archie, do you know what I was going to say? What are the infamous words that most players have for modders?
I don't know.
Fix your shit.
Fix your fucking mod.
Oh,
fix
okay,
your shit, yeah.
I just want to say modders, if modders that work with me are getting paid, I pay them so fucking much. I wish I could write it off on my taxes. And thankfully, I have a community that supports my projects. But also, it's a privilege to be able to mod a game, honestly. That being said, modders did fucking defibrillate DayZ. I mean, it was dead. It was on its last legs. I mean, it was peaking at like less than 5K years ago when I first started streaming.
Yeah.
I mean, they completely reanimated this game.
3,300 or 60 or 3,600.
I remember one time just checking Steam because some guy came in chat making fun of it, and it was at like 4,200, and I was like, holy shit. And now it's up into 70,000 sometimes. I mean, and I think that's all owed to modders. Plus, I mean, look, they're cherry picking from the modding community who they're going to hire, right? But yeah, man,
But honestly, with the last patch, for example, I have to say that it's not as toxic anymore as it was in the past. I remember the DayZ community, especially towards modders, it was way more toxic in the past.
Yeah,
With the last patch, when my Liquid framework broke, I got a lot of people reporting the error message, and made a bug report and posted it. But I cannot think of anyone really being rude or something. They were all kind of nice, actually.
I think they all started playing Rust.
There you go. Fucking Boydie, look.
What is that?
It's fucking toenail clippings, mate.
Wait, what is it? It looks like a razor blade.
No, it's something got said in chat.
He said his toenail clippings. Oh,
I'm not saying the word. I'm just showing the word.
oh, when I was in Somalia, that's what he said.
I cut off my fucking toenails and I've kept them in a bag. Yeah. Nice.
Just in case my wife wants to clone me one day.
Note to self: save toenail clippings for next random episode or podcast for Cobra. He's just revealing all of his fetishes. He who
My
third
fetishes.
doth protest too much, methinks.
Okay.
But no, it's people have got to remember this but for the modders, and it was kind of sad to see some people having a go when in my opinion, I think they should have been supporting and maybe calming things down a bit. But it's a lot of fucking work, and even for the server admins. Like I said, Spud used to take days off, and he's a professional in the job that he has. I won't say what his job is. I don't dox my mates, Archie. But
All right. I thought it was common knowledge that Cobra was a badass detective. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Cobra, if I doxed you, bro.
Don't worry, mate. It's out of the bag now, mate. It's all good. you got the last bit right.
He'll speak to you later.
Yeah.
That, by the way, Boydie, that
that
was what I was fucking getting back to you about earlier.
Oh, when you said you wanted to chat?
Yeah. I was going to agree to finally agree to let you interview me about it.
Hey, that is what I'm looking forward to.
Hey, my problem is I'm transparent as fuck with my audience. So, and I don't
the problem is that the big reveal is blown now. Thanks, Archie.
Well, I don't know. Fuck. Why would he tell me if nobody else knew? I'm retarded. I think it's cool as fuck, dude. I don't even particularly like police, but I respect the fuck out of him, dude. That's cool.
But you can wait. I'm really hyped to do this one because Cobra has had a very genuinely interesting life, and I'm really excited to delve into it. Again, around this common thing that I've been doing with a lot of my interviews about how these odd people with really intriguing backgrounds, whether they be doing the village peoples in the Navy submarine experience like Archie or the wannabe Carlos Halfcock snipers like King Alex, and then just the pleb dumb grunts like me who got a mortar, drop a bomb, bingo bang.
I wouldn't be a mortar man. You're a better man than me. Fuck that shit, bro. I've watched too many live league videos.
But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. But again, I'm getting sidetracked, and it's important that we remember that this communication issue really, really needs to be addressed, and the sooner the better, because these communities that rely on the information coming through, they need to really do better. They just need to do better when it comes to that communication.
I don't expect them to hand over everything on a silver plate, but
no.
just a simple notice like, Liquid's changed.
Did they do something with the forum? Did they get rid of the forum or something? I never seen anything. They did get rid of it? Okay.
The forum is pretty much
a good decision, actually. I think that was a good decision.
Okay.
Why?
Have you seen what people posted in their forums?
Was
like 99% was...
Yeah.
Like 99% was just pure bullshit.
If Twitter's any indication, I'm going to guess that their forums would have been the BI version of Reddit, and that place is a cesspool.
You got to think of the kind of people
Reddit.
that still use forums in 2025. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to read it. I feel really bad about doxing you, Cobra. My bad, bro. I thought people knew. BRB, KMS.
It's already done now, mate. So I might as well fucking do the interview, innit?
Yeah. But you don't know his boy. He told me to say that.
He's been trying to get me to do it for about a year, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm a patient man. That's how I got Dean Hall. I just kept on every few months, just you up for it now? You up for it now? You up for it now? And finally
just
said
don't
yes.
let my wife know about it, all right? Because she's already enamored.
It's the same way I got my missus. So I just kept on badgering her. You want to hang out with me? You want to hang out with me? And
that
she
shit isn't
eventually-
called gaining a missus, mate. That is fucking stalking and some shit like that. That's what that is.
Some people call it persistence.
Persistence. That's not fucking harassment.
Okay,
Yeah.
move.
Turning up
You've
in
got
red.
harassment if you're ugly.
You've got a good point there. Last Badlands live chat with the devs completely ignored anti-cheat cheaters on official servers. This is something we've talked about a lot on the show. There's only so much they can do, mate. They've got pretty much regarded as one of the best anti-cheats out there, as much of a joke as that is. But they're always playing catch-up, mate. It sucks. But show me a game that doesn't have cheaters. I personally haven't had that much of an issue. The main thing that we've got going for us is that we've got pretty good community servers with active admins and CF Tools Cloud or whatever it is, CF Cloud, which does help them. But yeah, it's
really difficult. It is really difficult.
Again, that's a reason. That's a reason that they need a clean slate, because once you give people access to the core of your engine, sorry, she's old and
that's all right.
She's a rescue. She loves attention. There's really nothing they can do about the cheaters other than hiring a human risk department to mod officials. Thank you. Sorry. I mean, I'll do it. Pay me $20 an hour. I'll live stream the shit. I'm a retired disabled vet. I don't have shit else to do. But really, realistically, there's nothing that can. I don't think there's anything that can be done. I think if there were, they would have done it. And they're just, I mean, they're so blatant now. I joined a server a couple months ago, and they had their website written in the sky with barrels on the most highly populated official server in the barrels. It was like easycheat.pussyface or whatever. And I was just like, okay, how do you combat this? They really can't unless they put a human in there handling it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard enough. I mean, I did a live with the dev team a little while ago with Marks. And it was so, even though we had planned to go live on their accounts as well as mine, we knew the server 24 hours before. And even then, we still got fucked up by someone shooting us that was clearly cheating. So if that's the dev team and a content creator, you know, getting done there and then live, then on the DayZ account, then
bro, it's next to impossible. Sorry to cut you off. I just want to say this. It is next to impossible to get people fucking banned for cheating on this game. The amount of evidence that they want is insane. You can give like hours of filmed hard evidence, and they'll say that's circumstantial. We can't do anything.
But you release a video called High Ping, and they strike it on you.
Yeah. In their defense, they brought it back. But yeah, it was that's just what I've noticed. I mean, there's one guy in particular that's been harassing the fuck out of several streamers, especially on YouTube. And I just amassed all this evidence on him, and I was told basically it's not enough. So I just gave up. And usually that's not me. I'm a see it through to the end guy, but I'm not gonna beg them to do their job and ban some shithead.
Mm-hmm.
High Ping was such a classic. High Ping was comedy fucking gold. It's literally, probably in my top 10, top 5 of Archie's videos. You need to do more content, bro. You need to.
Archie, what has happened?
Yeah.
What has happened, mate? What's happened to your videos, man?
I'm kind of living like this monastic, peaceful life now, bro. I work in my garden. I foster cats. I spend time with my wife. My son just graduated high school. He's going to the Space Force. Like, I'm chilling, bro. It just, you know how it is when you're a content creator. You put out a video every week, and major respect to you for that. Somebody's keyboard is going nuts. It sounds like they're making shake and bake meth. But anyway, What is that? That's not me.
It's
is it?
Rag. It's Rag.
Oh, okay.
You can see his microphone flashing.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Okay.
He's right now on backdoorsluts.com or something like that. I don't know.
That's my favorite site.
Sorry,
But yeah, no, I
wanted
just
to
kind of.
put something in the chat for a presentation of Eugen Hartmann. He made a presentation for anti-cheat system. I just wanted to post it in the chat for some people who might be interested in that.
Actually,
I'm
yeah, that's
interested in that
the
for sure,
is that the
yeah.
Eugene Harton one where he talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. If you want to have comments on cheaters in DayZ, if you haven't watched Eugene Harton, a former project lead for DayZ, talk about it, then you really can't make an informed decision. Yeah, his talk is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That is a great video to share.
Yeah,
Just
you did the
posted it.
reason DayZ is where it is right now. Him and Peter, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah, Brian Hicks used to sit there watching the streams of the big creators at the time to try to find the cheaters. Unless you're prepared to have a team, and with 70,000, what is it? Orc sent me through 59,260 players right now across. How many servers did we work out there were? There's like tens of thousands of servers.
Let me say this. In Atlanta, Georgia, okay, it's a huge city. It's a major metropolitan area. They said like 10 people were committing like 70% of the crime. Okay. It's not a racial thing. It was across all ethnicities. So what they did was they revoked the bail on these 10 repeat offenders, and crime dropped like 40-something%. It's a handful of people that are cheating, right? If they would just start banning them, you would see the rates drop. It's just how it is. It's the same shitheads over and over and over harassing people. And they're doing it to live streamers mostly because they get a kick out of ruining people's content. I get it. It's fun to be a shitlord, I guess, but it's just the same few people constantly doing it. And when you buy a game or you're thinking about buying a game, so you check out a streams, you're going to click the guy with the highest amount of views, and then you see this person getting harassed constantly by an invisible guy shooting fully automatic grenades at him. You're not going to be interested in it anymore because you're not going to want to deal with that shit, you know? So anyway, I've been incredibly vociferous about this for years. Nothing's changing. So again, I think that's why they need a fresh start.
Much love to you too, Luke. It actually feels really good. But yeah, this is just a one-off for addressing something that I felt really did need to be addressed. Some of the stuff that got missed by a lot of the creators who released the screenshots from that. Like even that was something I wanted to touch on as well. And, trying to be as polite as possible. But God, it was so hard to find all of the leaked or the individual screenshots they all got given to share.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I had
collate them all, and it was a fucking. I still haven't found some of the people's individual images. I don't know where the fuck they released them, but
yeah,
God,
because
it was a pain in the ass.
I spent like 2 days trying to find. I had the usual suspects, but I know there was more people out there. I was like, did you guys even get a screenshot? I mean, are you just like what? Like there was I think there was one person, I can't remember what their name was. Like it was like days after they came back. Yeah, I'm not gonna say names. It was days after they came back. I'm like, so everyone else has already shared the screenshot. Like, what's up? Like I didn't message them or anything. I was like, we know you went, and I think they did finally post a screenshot. But I was like, guys, what are you guys waiting for? I mean, you got the green light to go ahead and post what you want. I mean, if there's like something personal going on, okay, I get it. But shouldn't have to, like, I'm not saying I'm not saying that we're entitled to have this information, but, it's like, hey, it's been almost like a week and you're not posting anything about this.
I just look at it from a business perspective, Archie. They've spent all this money getting all these creators over there to do this big announcement. And got it all teed up to all be released at a certain time on the dot. And I was expecting just a mass dump. You can schedule posts on almost every platform these days, schedule videos to drop, everything like that. And it was kind of disorganized, Archie. I
think the first time they did it, it went significantly better than this time. Maybe it was like direction, or maybe it was just them. You know how some people will gatekeep things like that. Oh, I'm going to put it in my video. I'm not going to put it on Twitter. I know Minder, he put his pictures on Twitter, if I remember correctly. And then a couple other people, it seems like they buried them in videos. But I guess they should have been more clear with the instructions on how to do that. I mean, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I figured Boydie would drop them or somebody would come out with a video in the end, so I didn't really mind for any data.
I found all the ones I could and did a tweet from the 87.8 account and just said, if you want, these are the ones I was able to find. I just gave up in the end. I was like, this is too fucking hard. I'm not going to sit down and watch every single video. And, even trying to get like some of the images that got sent to Wobo. I'm glad they sent them to Wobo. Yeah, he might be off on some of his predictions and that, but the latest video he did, that is fucking, again, got me excited because he broke down and he's obviously guesstimating based on his understanding of armor and all the rest of it. But that was good to see him, being sent to someone who at least understands a lot of this sort of stuff, having been involved in DayZ, and for him to be able to make some pretty good guesses as to what he believes. The same with Always Streams. He makes some pretty good, again, sometimes completely wrong, but I always like people who look at evidence and try to think of what's logical, what's possible. I still think if there's tanks in fucking this, I'll be blown away because I don't want it personally. I don't even want to see like a BRDM or a BTR or BMP and BHP or whatever the fuck the different types of Russian armored personnel carriers are. I don't even want to see that because they just it'd really break the feel of DayZ. It'd become more of a mill sim than a Survivor apocalypse sort of game.
I think at the most we'll get mortars, but I seriously doubt we'll get heavy armor artillery.
I don't even think we'd get mortars. It's just too.
Yeah.
If we get
that would be far extreme end of the spectrum in my opinion. But.
I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but it's just too hard of a weapon for the average person to understand the concepts of how they work.
Oh, come on, buddy! It's a potato gun.
You've got charge bags, you've got angles, you've got there's a lot more to them than just your simple ones, your little 40 millimeter knee ones and all the rest of it are fairly easy. But the bigger ones, no, there's no fucking chance.
If you don't believe him, look up Mortar Team on Live Leak. You'll believe him.
There's some great videos.
Especially the Indian Army. I don't know what it is with the Indian Army, but they can't figure out
when things go wrong. When things go wrong with mortars, they go wrong spectacularly. But what are people saying there in chat? That was something because it featured quite prominently in the sneak or the hype reveal trailer, not the actual full trailer that released with all the creators dropping stuff. But wait, so you're saying that there's a chance in more to soft skills? No, not a fucking chance. But you had that. I think it was like a BRDM or a BMP. I can't remember my Russian vehicles much these days. But it was there in the background in the trailer. But it would just be too unrealistic to be able to get one of those going. They're notorious for the amount of maintenance they need to keep going. Vehicles that big and heavy and the amount of fuel that they chew through. And then if someone's got one, and unless you've got like a tier 4 weapon, what do you do against them? Nothing.
Yeah, and bases would be basically useless at that point.
Oh, you'd be fucked. Yeah.
You would need an iron dome for your base.
And I keep seeing all these people talking about, oh, we're getting tanks, we're getting this heavy. I'm not insulting them at all. I just think it would break what delicate balance is left since this game became so arcade. It's 6-3.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. Yeah. It is. Everyone wants
less
more guns,
military loot, more civil.
I don't want more guns. I want more balance of what we've got.
Yeah,
I want
more
bows.
civil stuff.
I was having a discussion in the podcast Discord with someone, and I said, the biggest problem for me right now is what's the purpose of a pistol other than for taking out infected?
I don't know. I've spammed the fuck out of that Glock and smoked some people a few times.
Yeah, but not a lot of people will. How many people do you see switch to a sidearm in a firefight? They'll just reload that gun and keep on firing in that.
Well, it depends if you're a freshie, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say
if you're a freshie, but once you've reached that end game, now you look at the example I was giving was you look at most of your look at the Americans when they do. There's a certain type of shooting course that they'll do, and it involves basically switching through 2 or 3 different types of weapons, and that's kind of operator level training, where you use your rifle and you shoot until you get the empty mag, and then you drop it, and it's on a sling, so it's still hanging off you, but you go to your sidearm and you take that out. Now, one of the biggest issues for me is the lack of weapon inertia. That you've got people, and trust me, there's a skill to it. I can't even fucking kill AI half the time with a rifle because I'm such a potato. It's like
nobody can kill DayZ AI.
That stroke has killed my hand-eye coordination. Let's be honest, I was shit beforehand, but I struggle to hit anything, even with rifles. But you see some of the lads, Tobrek is a great example. That guy uses the Mosin like it's a piece of a feather. But that is not realistic for a long rifle. If you've ever held a Mosin, that is not an easy to use. Yes, you can at a pinch, but if you had a choice in a close quarters situation where the enemy's 25 meters away from you, would you really be running with a Mosin trying to do a hip shot or a snapshot, or a much better weapon designed for that sort of thing, such as a pistol? But there's little purpose to want to do it because, like you said, Archie, they are still good weapons. Everyone thinks pistol, oh, that's not going to hurt. Trust me, you get shot by a fucking pistol, you're going to fucking feel it, aren't you?
Well, I did SRF Bravo and SRF Alpha in the Navy where we went in the kill houses and did close quarters combat and shit. You never use a long gun inside. You always switch to an SBR or a pistol. And me, it was, I don't know if you can hear me, she's covering the mic. When I jam or when I run out of ammo, I just switch to the sidearm real quick. It's just faster. Yeah. And spraying, you're going to pin them down or drop them. You know what I mean? I think I've probably got more kills with a sidearm in DayZ than anything. Just because when you run out of ammo, they're like, oh, it's my turn. And then you pop up and smoke them. So.
To Grinch, I agree with you 100%, mate. That's the same problem for me. They always seem to move just as I pull the trigger or duck or, yeah.
You got to anticipate them. You got to lead them. All right, baby, you're getting.
And again, this is something that changed. Archie, you remember this well. With pre-.62 to .63, the inertia.
I knew you were going to bring that up. Yeah, especially on the shotguns. Brought up in
chat, mate. Yeah. Normalization brought it up in chat.
I remember the shotgun had that little semicircle cursor, and it would you would drag your gun to point at them, and you had to wait because of the inertia. I still am kind of used to that. I played another game recently that had that, and it felt so fucking good, man. I miss those physics, man. That was just a different time. I know. I kind of wish I didn't play DayZ back then.
It's just popped up again in chat, folks, as well. If you do have a few dollars spare, please consider donating to a good friend of the channel and many of us, Cobra, King Alex, and so on. Elessar's wife medical bills. The information's in the GoFundMe link there. Anything you can spare, they really would appreciate because, like I said, the news got worse. It turns out the reason she did have that massive double stroke was an actual tumor in her brain that they can't remove. So, yeah, they're really doing it rough at the moment. So anything you can spare will be greatly appreciated. But, yeah, it's S gunplay. Like, I've dabbled in it. And I had a friend of mine say, he doesn't understand why people don't like S gunplay like it's more widely used because the second you go from an S gunplay server to a normal server, it feels like you're playing a different game. And how many people do you see talk about, they'll talk about scum. And they'll say, I just don't like the controls. I just don't like the way it is. It's S gunplay is kind of doing it right. But when the base game is so different, people are going to always balk at wanting to engage with it. Archie, what are your thoughts on that S gunplay?
I don't understand that parlance. I don't know what you're referring to, but I'll say this: if you don't like running sidearms, just try running a revolver 357.
S gunplay is a mod to try to make it a bit more like it used to be.
I'll have to check it out. I haven't fooled with it, but I think there's some sidearms in the game that are egregiously overlooked, and one of them is the revolver. That thing hits hard. I mean, I've dropped fully geared guys in one shot with that several times.
But there's other ways that they can raise the importance. Like someone was saying, but with the prevalence of the different rifles and that, well, how would you make it? I said the easiest way is the central loot economy Cobra. You can make the ammo for those big guns a bit rarer. The magazine's a bit rarer. So, you're not running around with 5 AK mags or 2 drum mags for the AKM, 2 60-round Stanags. You're lucky if you've got one with half a mag or a full mag or something like that. But you make the lower caliber ammo, which everyone seems to think is like being hit with a spitball. It's not. Even a 22 is fucking deadly, IRL. And DayZ does do that quite well. But if you just change that and make those ammos more prevalent, you're going to find people are more likely to want to make sure they've got a good sidearm on them and switch to it and use it more. But when there's no reason with the inertia the way it is, there's no reason for them to do a Cobra.
Well, I mean, I live on stream. I mean, I shoot a lot of people in the first hour with an IJ, for fuck's sake, and I kill a lot of geared people with IJ. So, as long as you've got some kind of aim on them and you're not hitting their platey every 2 minutes, then it's good enough for me. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I
agree. Know. I don't understand the milsim dork shit on DayZ. It's a survival game. I mean, the pistols are everywhere. There's a balance. Yeah, there's another thing people overlook is the lever action Winchester. I don't remember what they used to call it. The lever action 357. What's that called? Rayo's will know in chat. I can't think of it right now. But that thing, that's another mean gun, and it's got interchangeable ammo with the revolver. It's just super bad. Plus, people get spoiled with those. Repeater, thank you. People get spoiled with these fully automatics, and they'll spam a whole mag at you and miss,
they'll miss most of them.
Time after time. They're just spraying and praying, and it's I just don't.
I hate going full auto on anything other than like an MP5.
MP5 even when I find one, I keep it on single fire.
Yeah.
The recoil is
part of my training as well. Single well-aimed shots. Even though I still hit the side of a barn door, and there's that one clip of me where I did go full auto, and I hit fucking everything bar the player who was 5 feet in front of me.
If it's a Scorpion or the Rack, it makes sense because you're close quarters with that full auto, and you just.
Oh, I hate that fucking new gun, the Rack, man. That is awful.
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
Blasphemous. Get him off.
That shit, right? I emptied 2 full mags into a freshie. Still didn't fucking die.
Yeah, there's some of they did kind of turn 380 into a BB gun. I'm not gonna lie, but I think they did that because of the Rack. It's a balance thing, but it's honestly
same as a Sporter. Sporter shit as well. Anyway,
Spurter's so bad. The only way to get a kill with that's the F11.
Yeah. You're lucky if you fucking do. Probably knock you out. I know. Don't even touch that shit. I won't even pick it up. I'd rather have a knife. Yeah.
Just melee him with it. That's
yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, I just replied to a message. But yeah, no, like that is about the only exception that I would like to see for some guns. Some changes made. I still stand by the fact that the SKS, in particular, needs a clip, so you could fast reload it because it's probably the most. It used to be that was the meta gun back in the day. An SKS. Carry a PU scope to slap on it when you needed it, but that with about 3 or 4 stripper clips, and you were set. Now,
you need to
once
bring back the speed
through that first 10 rounds, if you haven't killed that person, you're at a massive disadvantage to every other gun in the game, pretty much, because it's ordinary.
You should be fucking killing someone with 9 to 10 rounds, mate, on the SK. Fucking hell. If you're missing all 10, all 10, mate, there's a bit of a problem with that.
I used to watch Running Man Z back in the day, just waylay motherfuckers with that SKS, bro. It was insane how fast he would shoot. I mean, it was insane. But yeah, when they had the stripper clips, and the double barrel had a speed loader, the revolver had a speed loader, the blaze had a speed loader,
the revolver,
so I wish they would bring back the hold reload to spin the cylinder mechanic. I know I bring that up a lot, but that was so cool.
Russian roulette.
Russian
roulette.
The amount of content and interactions you could get just spamming that R button and spinning the cylinder because there's one potato left and you guys are starving to death.
Yeah,
I love it, bro.
Just for the fun and game side of things as well. Like, it was great for that. But yeah, is there anything that we've missed that we need to talk about? Because predominantly what we were talking about was the Badlands reveal, the community reaction to it. I think we've covered the 2 big ones. Console, they're hyped for it, Roth.
Oh yeah, they are definitely foaming at the mouth for this map now.
Mufu, I can explain it, but the best explanation was probably from Wobo. But it basically, I'm still struggling to get my head around it as well. What the worlds are going to mean, like how much work is going to be involved in it, and for a big map like this, where it's going to be hot, there's going to be long stretches of moving between towns and all the rest of it. If you get to a town and you can't get water, that's going to be a rage quit for a lot of people, isn't it, Archie? If they've got a
yeah, and I'm gonna, as soon as I rebuild a well, I'm gonna put a big ass wall around it and charge people fish to drink from it. So I mean, I can already tell you the factions, it's going to be asymmetrical when it comes to like a faction server. They're going to control all the well sites, but it's a huge map there again. So
Cobra, what's your thoughts as a player on that mechanic of having to build the wells in the?
I'm going to go against all of you here. I think you may well be surprised there. I'm hoping I'm surprised.
I hope so.
I think you will be able to build some form of from scratch, some form of water source. It may be a case that you have to dig a hole with a shovel, you get your planks, a couple of nails, or do something, bit of rope maybe. Maybe you craft a bucket. I don't know what it is, but I think a map that big, and there's a lot of people in chat think there won't be many streams or anything. I think further south or along some of the middle of the map there will be streams. But anyway, if there isn't, and you're just going town to town, you're never going to go to the edges on top of mountain ranges, really, if they're quite in depth, if they're quite a long way to travel. So you've got to be able to actually build from scratch, potentially some form of water
I did see someone say that about that this is indicating that potentially this could be a big something that a lot of people have been talking about, and that this could be a big base building update, and that you might be able to build these in your compound for a base.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like for me, and yes, anything that makes base building, make base building great again.
Could be used instead of a territory flag.
Sorry,
maybe.
Yeah, territory flag. Yep. But that's a big ask to build a well.
Well, I don't think it'll be a well. I think what they'll do is you can reconstruct old wells, and maybe there is a slight something that you can get like half water or a little bit of water from. I think if you've got a massive open desert area with high terrain and it's double the 50% bigger than Cherno, I think there may well be some scope there for something to be added in there. So I wouldn't be surprised personally if there is a little digger situation. Sometimes don't get no water from it. Other times you might get lucky and find a spring or something as a result of digging a hole, potentially.
Is it what this is again? We're totally into hypotheticals now. So you built the well. How long does the well stay built for?
Exactly
the rest of the wipe, or until someone destroys it, or
I know
does it need ongoing maintenance?
Days, like everything else, yeah.
Server restart. Yeah, server restart. It fucking goes.
I would love to see it needing to be maintained.
I think if you build, So if you actually find a proper well that's broken and you rebuild it, maybe that stays for a while. But I think if it goes down the route of digging a hole, it'd be the same as a garden plot, wouldn't it?
I think it'll probably be 45 days, like most things.
You reckon?
But
crates,
probably. But also, you touch on something cool. Like, what if they give us the ability to build solar stills or something? I don't want to, predict too much because, like I said, I don't want to make people over expect things. But yeah, I can't wait. But like somebody was saying earlier, the picture of the well there in the background could be backwards. That could be what it looks like after it's destroyed. I don't know.
Yeah.
They definitely they're touching on something that DayZ is sorely missing, which is homesteading, because a lot of the players that play in factions and play with other people, they jump on, check their base. There's nothing to really do once you build a base except organize your shit and defend it, right? So, I mean, if there was some sort of homesteading thing, and I know we've been beating that drum for a long time, and we're actually seeing it, like husbandry, animal husbandry, or or building next to a well where you can pull water and water your garden. You're in the fucking desert. There's going to be oases for sure, right? But,
yeah.
I mean, and those water sources, just like realistically, that's where your populations are going to be.
Rag, as someone who makes base building mods, what's your take on this?
I thought about the possibility that it could be a replacement for the territory flag. I don't know. I think it kind of makes sense that you want a water source in your base, especially on a map like this.
Yeah. And
what about what Archie was talking about though with the homesteading? The need, because as Archie said, he's bang on the money that most people build their base, and barring if someone tries to raid it, you don't need to do anything else. That's it. The base stays up. There's no deterioration of the walls. You don't need to go and check them. You just need to interact with them once every 7 days or however long the period is, depending on how the territory flag is set up in the files. But there's nothing else. That's it. At the most, it's if you're talking pure vanilla, it's find some sheet metal and start upgrading everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, vanilla base building is a bit undercomplex. There's basically just walls and fence and a watchtower. Not much to do, honestly. Maybe they add a bit more. Would be welcoming change if they add more base building stuff. Maybe they incorporate like static houses. Maybe even that you can change static houses. That would be something nice. Could also be an indication. The different stages of that well that you can change statics.
That would be cool. Let's not forget who we're talking about here, but yeah, that would be cool. I would definitely invite that.
Yeah,
why not Dream?
Yeah.
Because you said that it's in your opinion it's a big thing that DayZ's missing is the homesteading. There's a lot of people out there, especially in the content creator circle, who completely disagree. And the biggest complaint they have,
bro. They just want to be able to exploit people for content, bro. Honestly, let's be honest.
The monkeys need their audience, of course, but let's be honest. The biggest reason why it's an issue is because there is no incentive for people to go outside their bases. It's almost like in Rust where you have the people who build those big towers and they roof camp. At least they're kind of interacting with people outside, but. Yeah, I'm a base bitch. I love getting in my base and sorting stuff out and seeing what else I need to build. Yeah. And thankfully, there's some great mods out there. I'm playing on a server that's got Rag's base building mod. It's the first time I played with it, and I'm loving it. You do need to add some metal upgrades to stuff, though, Rag. But yeah, and your foundation, you should do Archie's idea.
This got like a meme in my Discord. Every time when someone asks about upgrades, metal upgrades and stuff, I give them a special role.
The dickhead roll. Yeah.
Just fix your fucking mod, Rag.
I think people need something that need a reason to come back. It'll keep people coming back. Keep players coming back.
The role is called pain in the ass.
See, that's well deserved. But if you had to log in and feed your pigs or your chickens or check for eggs before they, what I mean, there used to be feathers. You could check the chicken coops for feathers, right? That's the only way to get them unless you killed a chicken. I mean. Checking your coops for eggs, stuff like that, because then you could create communities around homesteads that would completely change the game. Of course, the exploitative content creators would hate it.
I was going to say, I'd just fucking shoot him.
Yeah, but that's still something. Find someone's base. And I've just come back to DayZ after a bit of a break from it, and I was playing Rust a lot. And that was one thing that Rust did well was, I was so in love with. I had chicken coops, and I was raising my chickens. And I would get upset when some prick would come past and kill my fucking chickens. I would type in chat literally. I killed one guy doing it, and I made a sign that I put up inside my compound, and it was chicken murderer. And I mounted his head on a plaque.
That's the most Australian shit I've ever heard.
Do you know what, Boydie? If that was me, I'd be fucking with you for 12 hours a day, mate, on that shit.
Yeah, but that's still something, and it gives people extra. Yeah, Archie back in the day was famous for his rating of bases and that on stream and stuff like that.
Dude, it's so fun. There's nothing more satisfying than raiding somebody's unrateable shit.
Fubar Bundy at the moment is streaming predominantly on base building servers. It can be done. And if it's not your thing, No one's saying it has to be. I've even said I would love if they do a massive upgrade to base building, because I 100% believe it will make the player base explode, and it's why a lot of people go and play a game like Rust, because at the end of the day, a lot of people like having their base and having their little place to put all their loot and all the rest of it, and sit there and count how many M4s they've got and how many SVDs and all the rest of it. And yeah, that can be annoying, but why don't they do non-base building and base building official servers? I don't see that as a big stretch. For those who don't want bases, they can go play the ones where it's
to build a base on official. Period. You're going to get fucking griefed as soon as you go offline. I mean, they're using ESP to dig up people's hidden stashes under trees now. They have been for 5 years. There's really no reason to do it on official whatsoever. So I mean, you have to think about that. There's a huge portion of the community that actually enjoys the base building and the RP, not even necessarily RP, but having a reason to come back, which is why all these custom PvE servers are always full pop. They're always full pop. And I mean, I can't stand how people try to police other people's gameplay for their own benefit. And that whole thing about this anti-base building, and then all their viewers, sycophantic viewers, are going to bandwagon whatever they say. And it's just, to me, it's kind of intrusive on how I would want to play or someone else would want to play. And yes, I'm the guy who used to poison people to death on the game. But at the end of the day, I'm not telling people that they have to do that or they're not allowed to, spawn camp or whatever. It's just corny to me.
I run a PvE sub, and people are so creative with their buildings, how they build and how much and how they organize it. It's so nice to see.
But the thing is, like Rag is one of the best for making some mods. Dubgrass ammo making was another one that I absolutely loved.
And the metallurgy was good.
And the metallurgy, they were brilliant mods, because there's so much that you guys have managed to work in. And then you add in Hunter Z with his animals and that. I went and got another dog again and it died on me, so I'm never getting a fucking dog again in the game. I can't handle the emotion. But some of the mods that you've got, Rag, like your vehicle ones, for making the vehicles more immersive.
That shit is amazing. Why is that not implemented in the base game, dude? Like jacking the car up and having to fix it, like
even just having to lock the fucking wheels on. The first time I drove a car with that had his on there, and I was playing with Camo, I think it was, a mate of mine, and we're driving along, and the next thing is like, what's that noise? And we get out and we look, and we're like, fucking wheel fell off. And I was like, how the hell? And then we realized, it's got the Rag mod on it. You have to lock the fucking wheels on.
You can do that in vanilla with a tire iron, but it's so much more in depth with that.
The only reason you do it on vanilla is so people don't steal them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking loved it. And then it was, it was, again, the tism in me came out. I was like a giddy little schoolboy Cobra, but it was like, this is mean I get to use the jack. And I got the jack out of the back of the car, and I'm jacking the car up, and it actually raises the car up and that. And then you put the wheel on, you lock it in place.
Clip that and make a GIF of it muted, because that's going to be fucking beautiful. Also, I know how excited he was for the cock and bull tool shaft, and his tire fell off. We love you, buddy.
But yeah, there's so much that I really hope that they and again, this is why I think, regardless of whether you love the game, unless you're I can't play it anymore, I'm going to move on, to spend 25 USD or about $40 dollary dues here in Australia, just keep supporting the game. And we praised them, we've been critical of them, but at the end of the day, like I tweeted out a while back, DayZ, after 11 years almost now, is still in the top 50 games being played on Steam. You can criticize them, you can say they should be doing this, you can say they shouldn't have done that, but what they're doing, they're still doing right. It might not be 100% what you or what I or what we want collectively, but you can't say they're bad. You can say some things might be bad and you can question it, but overall, they're fucking killing it. The game as a whole is killing it.
Do better, lad.
Do better, lad.
Everything that's
add the red 9, lad.
Everything
red 9 win.
See how many people got sick again? Fucking Mike Doherty is a walking plague, that kid. Last year, everyone got sick from him. This year, they're all fucking coming down sick again.
Man, y'all got to go outside more and build those immunities.
Freaking wash your hands, cover your mouth, wear a mask.
I just want to know what happened at Rust Haven that they don't want to talk about. There's good photos from that.
That looked fun.
Something else happened there, didn't it? Anyway, let's move on from that.
Well, I think we are pretty much we've covered everything that we needed to. Is there anything anyone in chat or anything any of you on the panel here want to bring up?
Bose, bring Bose back. I'm gonna keep.
Bro, your fucking tweet was comedy gold. That was comedy gold.
Bose, fuck.
Bowlands. That was fucking brilliant. What the community really wants. And Archie did fucking, I don't know, ChatGPT.
Hey, I've even got Ariana. She's doing it now.
And she complimented you on that. That was the interaction I didn't have on my bingo card for 2025. Ariana and Archie getting along.
I like her. We never really had any troubles. I like her. She's not bad.
But that was a good image you made. That was a good image. I actually said she was the person I was most excited to see go this year because regardless of what you think about some of the stuff not really related to DayZ, she's a DayZ fucking fangirl through and through.
That's
and
why
she was so
it's good to see these
excited.
people. Yeah, these people that have given so much. I mean, and to it, getting noticed and cherry picked from the community. You know.
Yeah,
I know she wanted she applied for a couple jobs and didn't get them, and then she finally got one, and she's doing a great job at it, in my opinion. I'm not asking this, and I'm just giving credit where credit's due, man. So, I think she's kicking ass.
100% she has to grit. She's put so much into the community. She lives and breathes DayZ, bleeds DayZ. Even with those events she puts on, it was a big win for me seeing her. I would have loved to have seen someone from the console community go. I would have loved to have seen Andy and Dave from Friendlies go. I think those two would have been a fucking riot there. But yeah. Anyone in chat got anything else, or anyone else on the panel got something they wanted to bring up?
No, I think we've covered every aspect of the new map that I've written down, all 27 points, so we're good.
I've got one last thing that I want to share with everyone, and this is me being a dirty fucking piece of shit.
DayZ down under.
No. Give me 1 second. Let me discover it.
Somalia.
No, it's not Somalia. Not Somalia.
You said you weren't fucking mentioning that.
You fucking well done. Well done. You kind of got me there.
Now somebody else can have some shame other than me doxing fucking Cobra. My bad, bro.
Can we appreciate that Boydie was on time today and did not sleep?
Yeah, no shit.
Bro, I did it. I did it.
We didn't have to ping him 1,000 times. Like, we still doing it? Still doing it?
I literally went and laid down on the couch an hour out, probably about 2:30 a.m. And I woke up at 3:30 a.m. The missus woke me up because she likes to stay up later on a Saturday night. But she woke me up to come and get ready for this. And I was like, I'll just have a quick little snoozle on the couch. Literally the fucking death of me so many times. Now, I'm putting something in chat. Have you all seen this?
Is that the
so you posted that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look nice.
Let me bring up
them in? Can you get them in other layouts other than English layouts?
Nah.
There's other layouts?
Yeah, there's more than just USA, Archie.
Yeah. I've been to the other countries. They were just so forgettable. No, I'm kidding, brother. I like that, man. How much is that? I feel like, by the way, those mouse pads
said it was going to be released
by
the end of June, but they haven't yet. But for anyone who is a DayZ fanboy, this is a collab between DayZ and a company called Keychron that apparently make quite decent keyboards. I'm a Corsair man
really sick.
myself, but I can tell you I have this on my fucking wish list. because I'll be changing out the escape key because I still stand by the fact that let me just quickly I'll stop that screen share once I remember how to do it.
How am I going to do my taxes on it with no number pad? Those
Oh,
are so
nice.
cool.
I can't even.
Fancy.
Are they still selling and making those? Did
No,
Blue Crash?
she did stop doing that. So now how do I? There we go. I'm back to everyone again now. But yeah, I loved those custom keys that Match was doing. But yeah, you could actually get this keyboard and any content creators out there. Like I just shared in chat, that's my affiliate key. So every time you make a purchase using that, I'll make a little bit off the top. Totally, this is why I said I'm being a shill right now. But any content creator out there can go and sign up and become an affiliate to promote this product so that when it's released, you can be doing it on your streams, in your videos, and maybe making a few bucks on the side from each of them. But the Keychron P1 HE DayZ Special Edition is a 75% layout, custom wireless magnetic switch keyboard designed for the DayZ project. It features exclusive DayZ-inspired elements and advanced components, including Gateron double rail magnetic switches. We always love it when you double rail something, don't you, Archie?
Of course. When I wasn't married.
A rotary knob. This is starting to sound like a Stimpy video, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to blow a kiss now.
That one's just for you, Cobra. He looked away. He looked away the second you said I was going to blow a kiss. I love this, man. I do. When I meet you, when I finally get to meet you, Cobra, you know I'm giving you a big hug and a sloppy kiss on the face.
Mm.
And that was the last. And that was the last thing Boydie ever did.
Most appropriate response. Yeah, man.
But yeah, so I'm quite excited to see the artwork looks brilliant. I'll go back to it just to show you but this again, I don't understand why they didn't promote this more. I only saw it because they replied to a tweet of Badlands, and then it was like, oh, surprised this isn't getting more attention. So just some very
How
nice
much
stuff.
is
If
it?
you're
Does it say
again,
the price
don't
on
know,
it?
but
don't
based on all their products, if you go to the HE series, you can see the prices for similar. So I'm guessing this is probably in US dollars. So for me, that's not that bad. We might be maybe that's a wireless custom. This one here looks quite similar. So yeah, it depends. So maybe between $130 to $200. Don't know. Maybe a bit more. Maybe 250. Yeah.
Happy days.
I have a Keychron keyboard. It's nice. Ray's does. Okay. There you go. Someone's got one to say it. It's great.
Buy me one.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
But Ray's I'm broke.
But yeah, I think we are done, folks. Thank you all so much. This was a nice little reunion episode. Good to get some old faces, some new faces. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited for it. That's it. At the end of the day, I'm excited to see what they do. I've got a lot of faith in the team. Do I agree with every decision they make? No, of course not. But I'd be an absolute suck if I did. But I still have faith in the team. And I'm excited to be able to make Project Lemons, Dance of Jesus, another tree that he can spin.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the best, everyone. Thank you all so much. Yeah, this was fun.
Thanks for having
this was
us,
a lot
buddy.
of fun.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this, man. I actually thought it was yesterday for some reason, and
Same.
That's-
Same. I literally shot away.
yeah,
That's
I was like,
what
my
you-
eyes
on
like
the 4th of July. I
That's
was
because you
already
guys are
drunk.
still recovering from July 4th.
Yeah,
Hoorah,
man.
independence,
My
my
eyes-
freedoms.
That's
Shooting
right.
guns
My
and
eyes
fireworks
shot
and
open
shit.
yesterday. I was like, the podcast.
Yeah, I did the same thing, man. I don't know what happened, but thank you,
Yeah.
man. It was good to see you guys. I missed you guys. Good to see y'all.
Yeah, and you boys. Take
All the
care.
best, everyone. Ciao for now.
Have fun.
Don't hang up, guys. Don't hang up. We'll have a chat at the end.